Hello and welcome to Dozel Castle of my Farm for 0% growth low turn count playthrough. So Dozel Castle is one of the two very unfortunate castles in this game alongside Orga Hill, where for some reason the developers thought it was a good idea to bring Axeland back super far into the game. Needless to say, this makes it very easy. So I gave him money dump onto Leaf. He doesn't actually need it. He needs to buy a few things. He doesn't quite have the money, but he could always just sell the bargain ring because the game's almost over, and he only needs to repair the rescue staff a few more times, but she had some leftover money, not as if anyone else needs the cash dump. I warp Layla back here so that she can walk further and get into a better position later on, and I put a mid inside because I felt like saving him. Didn't feel like saving Finn, but sorry, you have too many fanboys, Finn. Anyways, those people are there because Lana gets one hit KO'd by Fenrir, and the AI, it will still sometimes use Fenrir, but if it has a unit standing if those Dark Mages have units standing right in front of them, they prefer to use Jormung because it's more accurate and more powerful. Which increases your leveling. There, Yohalva equips the hand axe, making him a dead weight with -3 avoid while he's already standing on a road. So, needless to say, he's not long for this world. Anyways, now just some RNG abuse. In terms of Shannon, I have him equip the light sword instead of the Balmung, because if he equips the Balmung, he's actually so strong and has such high avoid that the Axe Knights don't even bother targeting him, and while in a normal playthrough this is great, having an immortal unit who the enemies ignore, I want to clear them out so that I can just blaze straight through. But this RNG abuse isn't for him. He has a small chance of death because, forgot to calculate, but I think the enemies hover at around a 10 to 20% chance of hitting him, though I may be wrong, and he gets two-shotted, but it's so that Layla or Lana don't get killed by Fenrir. And yeah, rip Finn, you will not be missed. I don't get the Finn fanboy train. Don't get what's so great about him. He's an alright unit, but oh well. And there goes Yohalva too. It's truly tragic. And now another sad thing, you can say that Oifi is not the man he used to be. He needs 2 crits and a hero sword hit if he wants to take out any of these Gron and Ritter. Still alright, but not what he once was, but it's Endgame. The fact that someone who came at the beginning of the game is still there, it's good. I think a lot of people heavily underrate Oifi among his own archetype. They always talk about how great units like Seth and Titania and FE9 are, but I honestly feel that Oifi, people don't normally have to use him as long because the whole God among the gods argument, but I really think that he's lasted into the end game on the 0% growth run as well as Seth does in FE8 or these other Oifis. So I think Oifi needs more respect as an Oifi within the archetype he started. So this is sadly on this turn the last time that Oifi and Aless will contribute to the playthrough. Shen's pretty much done. He's just there to bait a few enemies to go somewhere else later on, but I mean, they were the they did good in this generation. They were my main cavalry. Kind of taking over from the role of Sigurd and Quan in the first generation, and they did well. They definitely did well. Both amazing units, even on a 0% growth run. Even Aless, you wouldn't expect him to be that great because he starts off at level 7 as unpromoted, but he's still a good unit on 0% growth. That's also Jan's last contribution to the playthrough. I mean, she's not strong, but nothing wrong with a mounted return bot. And Celis sold off the leg ring. Normally you don't want, even though it normally wouldn't seem good to have the leg ring on the rescue staff user, it actually allows slightly better positioning. It allows Celis to traverse the army to traverse parts of the map faster, although, not gonna lie, it's pretty much just Celis and Leaf doing everything else from now on until the end, and There are also a few parts where you need to run around a bunch of enemies, which you'll see later. And for some reason, even though you can't attack with the prayer sword, on a melee unit, you can use it in the arena. It's kind of glitchy that way, but... And though this seems like a rather silly rescue, it actually puts cells just a tiny bit further forward so that Layla dances them in the best position possible. I could probably get the same turn count in another way, but then Leaf wouldn't be in as good a position. So Celis is rescued over. Just gonna have to rig another crit. This is gonna be the second to last double crit kill of the playthrough. Yeah, it doesn't take as long anymore because now Celis has like over a 30% crit chance because the Hero Sword's climbing up in kills. This castle is complete in 3 turns. With growth, this can't be made any faster. It's a bit more elegant because you don't need to rig as much, but the same strategy holds true. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time.